What if I told you that being in toxic relationships was just a habit? What if I told you that the reason you struggle, or you attach to the wrong person, or you end up having the wrong relationship, was just a habit? And therefore, it's something that you can change. It's not who you are that needs to change. It's the habit. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can break that cycle. How you can be happy in your next relationship. How you can break away from those toxic cycles. The step number one is to recognize the pattern. And maybe this video is here to help you recognize and tell yourself this has to stop. Right? That's maybe a wake-up call, and I hope this is a wake-up call for you. And so understand that awareness is crucial. Sometimes, which is very interesting with toxic relationships, the people around us, they understand before us. They see those things, those blind spots, and so that's the first step. Then it's also about intention. Maybe it's hard for you. It feels like taking the leap of faith. But when you start having this awareness and intentional effort, it's somehow easier because you have the path. Now, the problem as well is that sometimes we feel like, oh yeah, but it's so hard for me. It's a mountain to climb. I've been doing this for the last 30, 40, 50 years. And I don't see the end results. And so the point is, even though you have an end goal, drilling down to the next small win, the next small step. And breaking the cycle is by simply changing a part of the narrative. As I said in the intro, it's a habit. So it's a question of changing a different response. Habit is very simple. Trigger, response, because of the expected reward. Okay? The trigger is not something we can change, because the trigger is the environment. The people around you, is your life, the weather, that's the trigger. What we can change is the response. That's what we will explore today in this video. One healthy way to create the right environment is by setting boundaries. Boundaries with yourself, boundaries with others. I mentioned boundaries with yourself because I've seen with some of my clients that sometimes we tend to forget. We tend to forget ourselves. We tend to forget our identity. Our identity is lost within the relationship. When we are in codependent relationship, the me, the I is gone. And it's always about us. Us. This is not healthy. A healthy relationship is the combination of two people. It's a team where we respect each other, right? When we go in the same direction, but we respect each other as individuals in this relationship. And so it's important to figure out the limits. What are the things you accept? What are the things you don't accept? And the don'ts are usually way more powerful, way more empowering. They create a form of safety. The safety is not to be in a relationship. The safety is to be in line with who you are and be able to look at yourself and feel that I do something, or I operate, or I live a life that I deserve, basically. And so when you look at your relationships, it's important to understand where are the limits. Do I have any limits? Am I voicing any of my limits? And also about yourself. And it's important to, as I say here, respect your own boundaries, because you set the standards for others. The way you treat yourself will dictate the way others will treat yourself. I.e., love yourself first if you want to be loved. It sounds a really bit cliche, but it's how it works. And so as we discussed, first we are aware of those toxic patterns. And it's just about replacing them. So for example, if it's about overgiving, jealousy, we have to be aware and not be in denial, right? Be honest with yourself. Listen to what others have to say about your relationship or how you treat your partner, for instance. And figure out a way you can replace those with healthier actions. As part of that, it's important to practice trust, because trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Communication, because if you have boundaries, you have to communicate around those. If there are things you don't agree with, it's important to voice your concerns. And self-respect, because again, this is also something about yourself. If you forget yourself in the process, you're not going to be able to empower yourself to take action, to replace those habits. Remember, it's always about small, consistent changes. Rather than looking at the big picture, the end goal, the mountain to climb is, what have I done today? What have I done today that makes me healthier than yesterday? What will I do tomorrow to feel better than today? That's it. That's the only time frame you have to work on, to work towards. That's it. Because if you do that, that's compound interest in a way. And when you improve 1% every day, I think for a year, it's a big number. I don't remember. I don't want to tell you something stupid, but I think it's 17 times or something like that.